Hello students. Today we will continue our third chapter, part 2, fiber to fabric. Our topics are rearing and breeding of sheep, processing fibers into wool, life history of silk moth, rearing silkworm, processing silk. Rearing and breeding of sheep. What do you mean by rearing? Rearing means to breed and look after animals on a farm. For getting high quality of wool, we have to rear the sheep properly. Okay? Sheep are herbivores and eat grass and leaves. The wool yielding sheep are given protein rich food such as mixture of corn, pulses, jowar, oil cakes and minerals. In winters, sheep are kept indoors and fed on leaves, grains and dry fodder. These are the food given to the sheep, right? In India, sheep are reared in the hilly areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and in the plains of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Gujarat. Some breeds of sheep have a thick growth of hair on their body which yields good quality wool in large quantities. The sheep are selectively bred by choosing the parents of the sheep with the desired characteristics. When the reared sheep develops a thick coat of hair, they are shaved off. Now, processing fibers into wool. The different processes involved in wool production are shearing, scoring, sorting, carding, dyeing, spinning and weaving. Once more, shearing, scoring, sorting, cleaning of burrs, rolling and dyeing. Okay. Step 1. The fleece along with a thin layer of skin is shaved off. You can see in the picture here, the sheep are sheared to remove the fleece. Okay, the fleece along with the thin layer of skin is shaved off. This process is called shearing. Shearing is done annually in the spring or summer seasons. Shearing is done with a manual razor or blade just as those used by a barber to shave off hair. Shearing is done in the hot weather so that the animals can survive without their protective coat. You must be wondering whether shearing process is painful or not. Shearing does not hurt the sheep, just as the haircut does not hurt us. Okay, it does not hurt the animal. This is because the uppermost layer of the skin which is shaved off is dead. The hair of the sheep grows again just as our hair grows. In fact, shearing helps the sheep as they get rid of the thick woolen coat in the hot weather. So, here shearing is done only in the spring or summer seasons, because when it is done in the winter season, what will happen? The animal feel cold, right? And the shearing does not hurt the sheep. Now, second step. The sheared skin along with the hair is thoroughly washed in tanks to remove dust, dirt and grease. This process is called scoring. Scoring is nowadays done by machines. The wet hair is then dried. After shearing, the hair is thoroughly washed in tanks to remove dust, dirt and grease. This process is called scoring. That is the second step. First one is removal of the removal of the fiber, that is the thin layer along with the thin layer of skin. After that, the sheared skin is along with the hair is thoroughly washed in tanks to remove the dust, dirt and grease. Now, third step. After scoring, the hairs are sorted out and graded. This is done in factories where hairs of different textures are separated. Hair may be very thin or it may be very thick. So the hairs, according to the colors or its texture, the hairs are divided. That is the third step. And next, fourth step is the small soft fluffy fibers called fuzz or burrs are picked up from the hairs. The remaining fibers are again scored and dried. The wool is now ready to be drawn into fibers. Now the fifth step. The natural fleece of sheep and goat is white, brown or black in color. The fibers are now dyed in desired colors. After fourth step, that is after separating the hairs, and after that the small fibers, soft fibers are picked up from the hairs. The remaining fibers are again scored and dried. The wool is now ready to be drawn into fibers. After that, the natural fleece of sheep and goat is white, brown or black in color. These fibers are now dyed in desired colors. And the last step is the dyed fibers are now passed through the metal teeth to straighten them. This process is called carding. They are then rolled into yarns. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters. Shorter fibers are spun and woven into woolen clothes. These are the steps involved in the process of wool. Workers doing sorting work may get infected by a bacterium anthrax, which causes a fatal disease called sorter's disease. This is a type of occupational hazard. Next is life history of silk moth. There are 4 stages in the life cycle of a silk moth. First one, egg, caterpillar or larva, pupa and the adult moth. Look at this picture. Eggs. The female silk moth lays large number of eggs. In about 2 weeks' time, the fertile live eggs hatch into caterpillars. Next step is larva. After hatching, the caterpillars feed vigorously. They are fed with fresh mulberry leaves. During this period, the caterpillars shed their skin 4 times while they grow. Next is pupa. Once the caterpillars are about a month old, they stop eating. This stage is called the pupal stage. The pupa secrete protein fibers all around them. The fibers harden on exposure to air and form cocoons. Each cocoon is made of a single silk fiber around 1 kilometer long. So, this shape, oval shape or this around this larva, we can see a white color shell like thing, that is cocoon. Cocoon is made of proteins. Next is moth. The caterpillars develop in the cocoons and becomes moths. The moths come out of the cocoons and live for a few days. Now, rearing of silkworms. A female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs. Farmers who rear silkworms keep the eggs in a clean place under suitable warm conditions and humidity so that the eggs hatch successfully. When the caterpillars emerge, they are fed tender shredded mulberry leaves up to 5 times in a day. The caterpillars eat day and night and grow in size. When the caterpillars stop eating at the end of the growth stage, farmers know that they are ready to spin their cocoons. The caterpillars are then placed in rectangular frames where they form cocoons. Processing silk. The cocoons are closely observed by farmers. Before the moths emerge, cocoons are put in boiling water, leaving the cocoons intact. See the picture, the cocoons are put in the boiling water. The boiled cocoons are sorted by size, color and texture and are soaked in warm water to separate the silk fiber. The fiber of a single cocoon is too fine to handle, so up to 10 cocoons are wound together onto a reel by hand. The raw silk threads undergo a series of processes such as rolling, warping and twisting before being woven into a fabric on a loom. So we have completed this third chapter. Thank you.